What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Coyne Report's Civics 101 series. Here, we break down how our government works with just the facts. No politics, no spin. Now, before you start diving into analyzing bills and laws and forming your own opinions, it is extremely important that you have a strong educational foundation in civics. And that's what this series is all about. Now, you may be saying to yourself right about now, Liam, come on, man. I know how our government works. I went to school just like you. Well, I'm here to tell you that what you may know just scrapes the surface, and that our schools didn't teach us well enough to be active citizens. By the end of this series, you'll have a strong starting point to better understand and digest the other videos on our channel, where we unpack and analyze bills and laws and fact-check claims. Today's episode kicks off with the three branches of the U.S. government, who they are, what they do, and why it's important. Can you name all the three branches of the U.S. government? Stick around and let's find out. Let's go. Okay, so why do we have three branches of government on the federal level? It's an interesting question to ask ourselves. The Constitution, written in 1787, split up power so that not one person nor group could control everything. Think of it like a team sport. Each branch has its own role, but work together to keep things fair. The three branches I'm speaking of are the legislative, executive, and judicial. Let's break each one down one by one to better understand who they are and what they do. First up, the legislative branch. This is Congress, the folks who make our laws. Congress has two parts, the House of Representatives and the Senate. The House has 435 members, based on each state's population. Bigger states, like California, get more seats. On the other hand, the Senate has only 100 members, 2 per state, no matter the size. The House is elected to 2-year terms, while the Senate is elected to 6-year terms. So, what's their job, you may ask? Well, they write, debate, and hopefully pass laws that affect all of our lives. Key players in Congress include the Speaker of the House, who runs things in the House of Representatives, and the Senate Majority Leader, who helps steer the Senate. We will dive deeper into these people, as well as the committees and the inner workings of Congress, in a later video of this series. If you want to know who represents you, check out Congress.gov. Click on the Members tab in the top right of the page, where you can search by your address or state to see who your exact representatives are. Next, we have the executive branch, led by the President. Their job is to enforce the laws Congress makes. Think of the President as the team captain, working with the cabinet, leaders of departments like defense, education, or transportation, and the federal agencies like the FBI or Environmental Protection Agency that fall under these departments. For instance, when Congress passed the Clean Air Act, the EPA, part of the executive branch, made sure companies followed the rules to reduce pollution. The President can also sign laws, veto them to say, "No way," or issue executive orders, which are like instructions to agencies. But those have limits we'll talk about in a later video. The Vice President is part of this branch too, stepping in if needed, and helping with special projects. Now, let's talk about the judicial branch, led by the Supreme Court. This branch is like the referee, making sure laws follow the Constitution. It includes the Supreme Court, with 9 justices, plus lower federal courts, like district and appeals courts. Their job is to interpret laws and settle disputes among them. A famous example? In 1954, the Supreme Court decided Brown versus Board of Education, ruling that school segregation was unconstitutional. That decision changed history. The judicial branch doesn't make or enforce laws. It checks if they're legal. Fun fact, the Supreme Court justices are appointed for life by the president to keep them independent. So, we've got the legislative branch that makes laws, the executive branch that enforces them, and the judicial branch that interprets them. So, what's stopping one branch from taking over? That's where checks and balances come into play. It's a system baked into the Constitution to keep powers in check. Here's how it works. So, the day's finally come. A bill has gone through committees and debates and passed both the House and the Senate and is sent to the White House to be signed into law. But the president vetoes that bill, saying, "No way, I don't like it," and sends it right back. Congress has one more thing they can do. If they get 2/3 majority in both the House and the Senate to repass that bill, it gets sent right back to the White House, where the president has to sign it into law. But there's one more thing. The Supreme Court jumps in and says, whoa, guys, let's slow down. This bill doesn't follow the Constitution. It's out. End of story. That's how checks and balances work. That was the 3 branches in a nutshell. Pop quiz. What branch can veto a bill? Leave your answer in the comments below, and at the beginning of our next video, I'll give the answer. Speaking of, in our next video, we're going to be diving deeper into how the House and Senate operate, and how a bill can start as an idea to being voted on in the House and the Senate. Guys, if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and keep an eye out for more of our videos coming soon, where we continue going into civics, analyzing and explaining bills, and fact-checking claims that news and elected officials are making. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys.